Yeah, good morning everyone. Now, welcome back to Network Analysis and Transmission Line. So, today we will be discussing about the second unit. So, till now we have discussed the first unit, which is about the network topology, magnetic circuits, and then the basics of the transformer. Based on that, we have solved so many problems also. Now, let us start with the new topic, that is the second unit, where we are going to talk about the transient analysis. So, in the transient analysis, what is that we are going to discuss? So, the topics which we are going to discuss in transient analysis are natural responses of an RL circuit, natural response of an RC circuit, step response of an RL circuit, and step response of an RC circuit. Once you understand RL and RC circuit, then it will be very easy to understand an RLC circuits. Right? Now, before we start with the RL circuit analysis or RC circuit analysis, let us try to understand the objectives of studying this transient analysis. So, to investigate the behavior of currents and voltages when energy is either released or acquired by inductors and capacitors when there is an abrupt change in DC current or voltage source. So, normally what happens in a transient analysis is nothing but it is the process where we study the behavior of the currents and voltages which when are flowing through an inductor and capacitor, how suddenly they will change the circuit condition when we are talking about the DC current source and voltage source. And to do an analysis of natural responses, and then we talk about the step responses of an RL and RC circuits. So these are the two main objectives of studying the transient analysis here. Right. Now, first order circuit. So first we will be talking about the first order circuits, then we will go to second order circuit. So in the first order circuit, the circuit that contains only sources like resistors and inductors is called an RL circuit. Okay. So it consists of only sources. Sources can be a voltage source or it can be a current source. Along with that, it will have a resistor and an inductor. Such circuits we call them as an RL circuits. Right? Now a circuit which contains only sources. Again, sources here is nothing but current sources and voltage sources. Then it consists of a resistor and a capacitor is called an RC circuit. Now, RL and RC circuits are called the first order circuit because their voltages and currents are described by the first order differential equation. So, why do we call them a first order circuit is because the voltages and the current that we are going to use in this RL and RC circuits are described by the first order differential equation. As we proceed further, you yourself will understand why do we call them as a first order RL and RC circuits. Now, coming to how basically an RL circuit and an RC circuit is being represented, let us have an example here. So, we have a voltage source, then we have a resistor, then we have an inductor. Such circuit we call it as an RL circuit. Similar way, we have a voltage source and then we have a resistor and then we have a capacitor. Such circuit we call it as a RC circuit. Now, how this analysis of RL circuits and RC circuit is being done, that we are going to discuss. Now, before we proceed with an RL circuit, let us first understand that any first order circuit can be reduced to its Thevenin's equivalent or a Norton's equivalent along with an inductor and a capacitor. So already you have learned about a Thevenin's and Norton's equivalent circuit. So in Norton's equivalent circuit, you will be having a current source and a resistor in parallel. Then we have a parallel inductor. Such circuits we call them as a Norton's equivalent of an RL circuit. Similarly, such circuits can be replaced with a Thevenin's equivalent voltage where we have Thevenin's equivalent voltage as VTH in series with an RTH and then a capacitor as C. So any circuits can be represented as a Thevenin's or Norton's equivalent. So we talk about a steady state. So in steady state, please remember these two points are very, very important. When I talk about a steady state, when we talk about a steady state, under steady state, an inductor behaves like a short circuit. Please remember that under steady state condition, an inductor basically behaves like a short circuit, and in steady state, a capacitor behaves like a open circuit. So normally what happens here is, we know that the voltage across an inductor can be written as V is equal to L into di by dt. So under steady state condition, I value will become constant. So voltage across the inductor V will be equal to differentiation of current di by dt will become 0. So voltage across an inductor will become 0. Hence, under steady state condition, the inductor is behaved like a short circuit. Similarly, we know that the current through capacitor can be written as I is equal to C into dV by dt. Under steady state condition, V value is constant. So when V becomes constant, dV by dt will become 0. So current I will become 0. So once the current through any element becomes 0, then under such condition, we consider that particular element as a open circuit. So this is the reason behind why under steady state condition, the inductor behaves like a short circuit and a capacitor behaves like a open circuit. Please remember these two concepts. This is very, very important in order to understand the RL and RC circuits. Now, the natural response of an RL and RC circuit is a behavior when stored energy in the inductor or capacitor is released to the resistive part of the network. So what is natural response? Natural response of an RL or RC circuit is a behavior when stored energy in the inductor or capacitor is released to the resistive part. As we know that out of three elements that we have R, L and C, we know that inductor and capacitor are the two elements which always stores some energy. Now, in the step response of an RL and RC circuit, if you consider, it's a behavior when a voltage or current is step is applied to the circuit, or it is immediately after a switch state is changed. So, steady state response is nothing but when we apply a different step voltage, suddenly we know that there is a change in the voltage level. Then we have to understand how the circuit is going to behave under the response of step. Okay, now coming to the natural response of an RL circuit. So we now discuss about the how RL circuit will behave under steady state condition. Now consider the following circuit here, for which the switch is closed for t less than 0 and then opened at t is equal to 0. Please try to understand the statements correctly here. So the switch is closed for t less than 0 and this is the switch. So if you see and look at the circuit here, this is a current source Is, then this is a resistor R0, then we have an inductor L, and then we have a resistor R, and this is the switch in the circuit. Now this switch is closed for t less than 0 and it is opened when t value is equal to 0. So the DC voltage V has been supplying the RL circuit with a constant current for a long time. So we are taking a current source as Is here. So we have to understand here how the circuit will behave. So please understand the circuit. We have a current source, then we have a resistor. The switch t is closed when it is less than 0. When t value becomes equal to 0, the switch will become open. This is an inductor, this is a resistor. The current flowing through the circuit is I and the voltage across the circuit is given by V. Right? Now, so how do we solve this circuit? Now we have a condition. So for t less than or equal to 0, I of t value is equal to I0. Let us consider, as we know that for t less than or equal to 0, I of t value, let us consider the initial current through the circuit is I0, which is given here. Then we have R0, then we have an inductor, then we have a resistor. The voltage across that is V, and then I. Now here you have to understand in the transient analysis, two conditions always you need to remember. One is 0 minus and another one is 0 plus. So what is 0 minus? 0 minus is used to denote the time just prior to the switching. Okay, before the switching conditions applied, so that condition we represent with 0 minus. So 0 plus is nothing but is used to denote the time immediately after the switching. So these are the two conditions. Now let us first understand here for t less than equal to 0, if you consider, I am considering the initial current which is flowing through the circuit is given by I naught, right? Now let us see how to solve this circuit, right? Now applying KVL to the circuit. If you see the circuit here, I am talking about this particular circuit. The voltage through the circuit is V. When we have a resistor, then we have an inductor. So we know that according to KVL, if I write, then the voltage across an inductor is given by L into di by dt plus the voltage across a resistor is given by R into I of t, which is equal to 0. So L into di by dt is equal to, can be written as minus R into I of t, taking R into I of t to the right hand side. Now di of t by dt can be written as minus R by L into dt. So solving this particular equation. Now from the equation 4 we can say that it is du by vu is equal to minus R by L into dv. Changing the parameters. So integrating both sides of the equation, then integration I of t naught to I of t du by v is equal to, it is minus R by L integration 0 to I into dv. So if we consider here where I of t naught is the current corresponding to the time at t is equal to t naught, and I of t is the current corresponding to the time when time is t. So the integration limits I am considering here, I of initial value as t naught and the final value as t. Based on that we are changing the integration limits here now. So therefore solving this with respect to an integration and then substituting an upper limit minus lower limit. So upper limit is I of t and the lower limit is I of 0. I of t minus I of 0 can be written as ln of I of t by I of 0 is equal to, it is minus R by L into t by substituting the limits as 0 to t. Now hence the current in the circuit can be written as, rearranging the above equation, we can write now I of t is equal to, taking this I of 0 to the right hand side, we get I of 0 into ln is being replaced with e to the power minus R by L into t. So if you want to remove the ln on both the sides, you need to take exponential. So if I take exponential, then I am going to get I of t by I naught is equal to e to the power minus R by L into t. Then transferring this I of 0 to the right hand side, we get this expression, that is I of 0 into e to the power minus R by L into t. That is equal to, this can be written as I naught, this equation can be written as I naught into e to the power minus R by L into t. That is the current which is flowing through an RL circuit, where I naught is the initial current which we have assumed initially, and it is e to the power minus R by L into t. So this is the current which is flowing through an RL circuit. Now from the Ohm's law, the voltage across the resistor can be written as, so we know that V of t can be written as I of t into R. Substituting I of t value, we get I naught into R into e to the power minus R by L into t. Now, and the power which is being dissipated in the circuit resistor can be written as P is equal to VR into I of t, as we know that the power is being only dissipated across the resistor because your inductor and capacitors are the storage devices. Hence, substituting that, we get I naught square into R into e to the power minus 2 into R by L into t. Substituting and then simplifying the expression. Now, the energy absorbed by the resistor is given by, we know that already we have proved this expression. The energy absorbed by the resistor is given by W is equal to 1 by L into 1 by 2 into L into I naught square into 1 minus e to the power minus R by L into T. This is the energy which is observed by the circuit. Now, coming to the new concept with respect to the transient analysis, we define it as a time constant. So, what is time constant is, it is represented as tau is equal to R by L. So, since it is a time, so therefore the unit for the time constant is seconds. So, what is time constant here? Time constant is nothing but it is a tau which determines the rate at which the current or voltage approaches to zero. That means the current through an RL circuit will take some time to reach to zero. That time is given by L by R, because we are talking about an RL circuit. So, if the value of R is very large, then the time taken by your voltage or current will be very less. That means it is inversely proportional to resistance. So, the time constant of an RL circuit is given by tau is equal to, it is L by R seconds. This is the time constant, which is nothing but the rate at which the current or voltage will approach to zero. Now, the expression for current, voltage and power energy using the time constant concept by substituting L by R as a T. So, we can write I of T as I naught into e to the power minus T by tau, where tau is the time constant and I naught is the initial current which we have assumed. Similarly, V of T can be written as I naught into R into e to the power minus T by T. Similarly, power can be written as with this expression, and W is represented with this particular expression. So, these are the currents, voltage and the power and energy which are being observed are stored in an RL circuit with a time constant tau. So, this is about the analysis of an RL circuit. Now, let us understand the switching time here. For all transient cases, the following instance of switching times are considered. So, first condition we take a t is equal to 0 minus. This is the time of switching between minus infinity to 0, or it is the time before. So, t value is equal to 0 minus is nothing but it is the switching between minus infinity to 0. Similarly, for t is equal to 0 plus, if I consider this is the time of switching at the instant just after time t is equal to 0 seconds. So, 0 minus indicates the time which is before, t is equal to 0 plus indicates it is just the time after t is equal to 0 second, and the last one is a t is equal to infinity. This is the time of switching between t is equal to 0 plus to t is equal to infinity. So, taken as a final value for the step response. So, these are the switching times with respect to any transient analysis of RL or RC circuits that you need to consider. Now, let us understand the illustration. The different instance of switching times is here. We have two times that we can just see diagrammatically. One is a t is equal to 0 minus, which varies between minus infinity to just before t is equal to 0, and then we have t is equal to 0 plus, it is just after starting, which varies from 0 plus to infinity. So, this is the illustration of your time instance with respect to an RL circuit. So, this is about an RL circuit analysis. So, next class we will solve some of the problems based on RL circuits. Thank you everyone.